All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, HaPakah, Kodash, Barakathum. Double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and to all the occupants across the globe, preaching the word and truth in the city. I want to say Shalom. Um, I was going through my social media, and this popped up. I forgot who had it on the page, but I heard this term before. I never knew what it meant. I never looked into it. But there's a term called a $5 Indian, and I googled it. All right, and this is the short version. It's also on Wikipedia. I may go there just to read a little bit more. But here's what the term $5 Indian means. It says it may be fashionable to play Indian now, but it was also trendy 125 years ago when people paid $5 apiece for falsified documents declaring them native on the Dawes Rolls. These so-called $5 Indians paid government agents under the table in order to reap the benefits that came with having Indian blood. All right? So let's go into more detail about how this came about. Hold on. I had it. Let me get it again. Right here. So the Dawes Rolls, or final rolls of citizens and freedmen of the five civilized tribes, or Dawes Commission of Final Rolls, were created by the United States Dawes Commission. The commission was authorized by the United States Congress in 1893 to execute the General Allotment Act of 1887. So basically what was happening is that they were allowing these so-called five civilized tribes, which were Gad, okay, they're going to tell you the names of them too, and freedmen, which were who? Jake, all right? Because traditionally, the land in these tribal communities have been held communally. With the establishment of the Dawes Commission, the ruling was made by the colonial agents to divide up the land into parcels and institute a system of individual ownership in accordance with U.S. laws. So right here, it lets you know that these lands traditionally belong to the tribes, man. All right, but through the power of the pen, through unrighteous decrees, and the wisdom of Solomon too, all right, they stole this land. All right, it says it says to institute a system of individual ownership in accordance with U.S. laws, overriding the treaty and tribal laws of the region. So it lets you know that Esau came in and had already agreed to certain terms and um, certain deals made with the Northern Kingdom, and some Northern and some Southern Kingdom about the land. All right, the region was what? The United States of America, man. All right. It says in order to allot the communal lands, citizens of the five civilized tribes, Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, and the Seminole, were to be enumerated and registered by the U.S. government. And you can go to this thing called paper genocide or paper eugenics, right, where they reclassified a lot of Native Americans as Edomites and Africans. Okay. See, these counts also include the freedmen, the formerly enslaved African Americans who had been emancipated after the American Civil War, and the descendants. The rolls were used to assign allotments to heads of households and to provide an equitable division of all monies obtained from sales of surplus of lands. Not only were they put to uh, uh, get the land, but to get the excess money that came along with it too. All right. So when word got out that people could get land, many non-natives, who were the non-natives around at the time? Esau, Edom, man. All right. Said many non-natives appeared at the offices, and falsely claimed to be native. Most of these false claimants claim to be Cherokee. Family myths still persist of hiding in the hills or being rejected from the rolls or refusing to enroll And a person for having not been enrolled is the application was simply not Native American. Right, so if you didn't get no land, um, uh, you didn't play the game right, man. All right, but it's a lot of meat in here, and it shows the Esau coveted fields. All right, first of all, let's get this in Job. Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. They cover up the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right, man. All right, and he did cover up the faces through paperwork. All right, by allowing by them being in cahoots with the U.S. government, getting them, letting them, allowing them to pay up under the table, say they were Native Americans just to get land, man. You cover up the faces because now you're saying that you're a Native American, man. And what's crazy is that when I was a child, we still had black and white TV, you know, and I just sit in the room with my father, right? And we used to watch the old westerns, you know, Rawhide, the Cisco Kid, the Rifleman, you know. I still watch them to this day, and the Lone Ranger, and on many episodes, I'm like, why are they so white? You know, why are they so pale? You know, Edomites playing the role of Gad, man, and the acting was very terrible. It was very, very corny. It was very, very unrealistic. Knowing that the Native Americans were definitely ruling the land at that time. Okay, just a little side note. Yes, but them paying the officials to allow them to get land under the precedence of claiming to be Native American, man. All right, and that's wicked, man. All right, the covered fields. In Micah 2:1, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand, man. All right, and they got to have devised iniquity, man. All right, they couldn't stand to see Jake get ahead without them getting some type of piece of the pie too, man. That's what Esau still does to this day. All right, if Jake is allowed to do something, they got to have their hand out. All right, they want a piece of their pie too, man. All right, so what do? Not only did they break the treaties that they made with them, all right, they write laws, all right, to for them to get the things that they want, man. Why? Because it's in the power of their hands, because the Lord gave it to them. It says, verse 2, and they covered fields, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Right, you could do violence, right, while actually fucking killing somebody. See, you can write laws, right, like the 3 strikes law, right? It's not necessarily violent, right? But what happens is the law itself is intended to take away freedoms, rights, all right, of an individual, okay? And in a lot of instances back then, Esau would come up with the army and just run Gad off their property, man, and take them into reclassification or reassignment, re-education camps, man. All right. So this is all proof of more of how Esau got this land. All lands their own name. Sure. I don't know this, but I know this precept is crazy. So yeah, shoot, I don't know why I can't. It's just skipping me right now. Right, said they called the land after their own name, man. All right, so you go out west, even here, you got all these places that were named after our conquerors, man. All right, I want to get this in the apocrypha. I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna end it. Let's talk about unrighteous dealings, and a lot of, it's crazy. Hold on, let's get this real quick. To lock it. Right, because Elder Malcolm just did a video about this beachfront property that was taken away from Jake, hundreds of years ago, 100 years ago or so, and they went to court to get it back, and I found out that they were is a popular, very profitable tourist spot. It was owned by Jake, man, but through what unrighteous decrees, grievous with a pen, they Esau took it, but now they got it back. It's Sirach 10:8. This is because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another, man. All right, and that's the unrighteous dealing when you had agreed already, because it says here that he agreed. All right, it says right, it says traditionally the land in these tribal communities had been held communally. With the establishment of the Dawes Commission, the ruling was made by the colonial agents to divide up the land into parcels and institute a system of individual ownership in accordance with U.S. laws, overriding the treaty and tribal laws of the region. All right. So whatever laws, whatever treaty they had with Gad, this Dawes, this Dawes, this Dawes Commission allowed them to manipulate into hornswoggle, all right, more land from our brethren, man. Sirach 10:8, because the riches of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And riches, they did get rich by deceit, man. If you were allowed to pay $5 up under the table to say you had a Native American blood in order to get a lot of land, hey, and it was granted to you, hey, that's riches getting got by deceit, man. All right, so there's just another example of how Esau Edom get down, man. There's more precepts, man, but that's the point. With that, I want to say, call halal, Yahweh Shai. Don't want to say possible elders, a great millstone. Until next time, Shalom.